Fade it out.
Texting 857-609 or welcome back to a Wet My Whistle Wednesday. Here we are in the mid-sack. It was a perfect day here in Southern Virginia, but it was nice, around 80 degrees, 79, 80, sunny skies, got all the yard work done. My feet are still killing me, but damn, it was worth it. The redoubtable one himself, Tom Izzo, highly questionable, and RJ Miliaccio. And again, the fixture is back.
Sure. Step
2 from Philly. Don't step 2 him too quickly. There you go. That is Joel Russell. We are in the house. Segment 1, NBA playoffs. Current update right now with 3:51 to go. It is Memphis hanging on 92 to 84. LA is coming. Yeah. LA is coming. This is going to go at 3:51. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time. And also NHL update, Florida just took the lead on Boston 3-2 as they start the third. Ooh. And the Islanders in Carolina are going into overtime.
Come on, Isles.
Okay.
Dude, Sorokin, I believe that's the goal for the Islanders.
Yeah.
Man, he let a cheapie go by.
I mean,
a bouncing puck. He looked at it and it just bounced right
over that. Yeah, it was.
It was like, okay.
Ooh. Yeah. I saw the highlight of it. It wasn't on. I was at the gym on the elliptical. And they were only showing, I think they were showing the Bruins game, not the Islanders game on the gym.
Yeah, I saw it at the halftime highlights. Or intermission. That's what I saw. Because I was watching the Bruins.
Because that put them down 2-0.
Yeah.
And they came back and tied 3-3. That game must have been unbelievable.
Yeah. And the Bruins, again, are missing Bergeron for the second straight game. He did skate this morning, but they're saying this is a physical upper body injury. So still no timetable for his return. So we'll see what happens. We'll be monitoring ththose games throughout the segment in the evening, let you know what's going on.
What's the second basketball game on tonight?
Denver, Minnesota, 10 o'clock. I think we all think Denver's going to
win. Snooze fest?
Yes. That should be a snooze fest. And also, second quarter, Milwaukee, again, without Giannis right now, crushing Miami. 58-41. Still a lot of time. 5:46 to go in the second. But Milwaukee came out guns a-blazing tonight. They knew if they went down 2-0 what that meant. So they're playing like a desperate team.
Look at that.
Yep. So if you think about it, they answered the call, and so far Memphis has as well. Both of them have. They're good teams. They're very good teams.
So we had talked about Ja being a bigger
loss.
Miami's
getting game 3. I'm just going to say that now.
Okay, but we had talked about Ja being a bigger loss, thinking they had no shot without him.
Yeah.
And they still could lose this game.
They could.
But the fact that they were up double digits at one point in that game, I was very surprised.
Well, right now it's 3:28 to go. It's 92-86. So LA is coming. We'll see if Memphis can withstand it.
Giannis.
You were saying Giannis was a bigger loss. We were saying Ja was.
Yep. So Miami's crushing. Miami without him.
No, Milwaukee.
I mean, Milwaukee's crushing Miami like 20. It's now 62-40.
So we were right.
So we
were right.
Doesn't prove shit. It's a whole series. They play an entire series.
I'm just kidding.
So, anyway.
God.
Anyway, look at they're both big losses. They're both great players. You don't just replace guys like that.
Main pieces.
Yeah, they're the centerpiece on both those teams.
You only have 2 testicles. You lose them both. You got no testicles.
Yep. There you go. I don't know where that came from, but I hope he puts it back.
Deep thoughts.
Reveals to no one where he got it from. Anyway, so as you well know, a certain player got suspended today. It's not the first one. It's not the second one. It's not even the third one.
You're writing complete bullshit?
I think it's bullshit.
And you're going to get to explain that. So the bottom line is Adam Silver, who was in attendance at that game, talk about stupid. Hey, if you don't do that in front of your boss.
They never showed him when that was going on.
No, there's a reason for that.
But why wouldn't? TNT. I guess.
Bottom line is
he's their partner, but like TNT, that would have been. I would have loved to see his face while that was happening.
Well, he just sat there and stared at it like.
You've been like.
I just would have loved to see that. He would have been uncomfortable.
What the fuck is one of the easiest things to?
You're going to get first crack at this because you've been calling bullshit since the announcement earlier today. So you say it's bullshit. Tell the world why you think it's bullshit.
Okay, if you're playing basketball and you're making millions of dollars, and somebody grabs your leg, that's worse than like jumping up and stepping on them.
Have your leg grabbed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knee, ankle, all that stuff. The chest, that's just like the chest.
I don't think he got suspended for that. Go on. That's why you think he got suspended? That's not why he got suspended, but keep going.
So you're saying the foot
he got
grab,
ejected for that.
The foot grab is worse.
I'm saying the foot grab is worse than the semi-stomp.
Actually, I would agree with you on that.
That's interesting.
But again, stepping on his chest. Look, here's the funny part about this whole thing.
It wasn't a step. It was like a semi-stomp.
So your argument is that what Sabonis did was worse, and he instigated it.
Yeah, that's my thing is.
Okay.
He started
I agree that he instigated it.
He started
it. Yep.
And what he did was just as bad as
he got a technical foul.
No. But he didn't get tossed out of the game.
You don't get tossed for that.
You should.
Why?
Because it started that entire incident.
He got a technical.
He grabbed him. He got a tech.
He did throw a punch.
Yeah.
He grabbed him. Guys get grabbed.
It's like if you push a guy,
if I grab you on the arm and you're turning baseline, they call a foul, but they don't throw me out of the game.
No, he didn't grab him. He had him by his leg.
He got a technical for it. It was worse. It was worse.
It was outside of play.
That's more dangerous than Draymond's.
I didn't say it wasn't. He got a technical for that.
It's more dangerous than a man stomping on your wrist.
No, he didn't.
I know he didn't.
It was like a baby half-ass.
I know he didn't stop as hard.
That was a 6'9", 260-pound baby.
I know.
Yeah, that ain't no baby. Nothing.
He was touching down.
I know that he didn't stomp as hard as he could because you could almost see like he started to do it and then kind of realized and then like jumped off of him, but it made it almost look worse than if he had just stomped him. Because I thought he held up. He did not stop him as hard as he could.
It was a baby stomp.
Okay.
I thought he should have been ejected. I agreed with the ejection.
But
we're talking about the suspension.
He didn't get suspended because.
But then he starts yelling at the fucking crowd.
That's
like an
why
idiot.
he got suspended.
Who cares?
Adam Silver cares
there's
because
a guy on the floor and you're out there going
talking trash. The guy on the floor is holding his chest in pain and he's got a bruised sternum, so he wasn't lying.
He was yelling, pussy into the crowd.
Yeah, and the guy he stomped on is on the ground in pain. And Adam Silver, who runs the league, is looking at this going, are you fucking kidding
So you're saying for a semi-stomp and some bad words, that's a suspension?
And history.
And his history.
History has nothing to do.
Yes,
actually, that's what they said.
No,
Joe Dumars said that.
But he shouldn't have.
Yes, he should have. The guy has 163 technical fouls.
History has always mattered.
He's got 17 ejections.
Just judge that one.
History has always mattered in the NBA.
Of course it does.
Remember with Rasheed Wallace? He would get technicals all the time. And because of that,
there's a reason why if you had 16 technical fouls in a season, you get suspended. By the way, 5 years in a row, he has surpassed the number.
Luka's like that.
5 years in a row. Him and Luka were tied for third this year in the whole league. But he's been in the top 5 consecutive years. No other player, even Dennis Rodman, even Bill Laimbeer has that stat going for him.
Well, that's because you could do more back then.
Yeah, but arguing with an official though, like technically, you still get a technical for arguing with an official.
But physically, you could clothesline somebody and stay in a game.
Yeah. I'm just saying, in a game
that was
where
like a hard
this guy
foul.
has 17.
They were talking about.
No, I agree that it's the culmination of everything.
That's what they said. This is not just what we did tonight.
It's not the yelling by itself.
It's adding up.
It's not the history by itself.
Okay, instead of like both of you all just like yelling at me,
I'm saying that.
Stop for a second and ask yourself, minus all of that, the history, do you call that a suspension?
No.
If he hadn't done anything before?
I thought it was an ejection.
Okay.
Yep. The ejection was what it should have been.
Okay.
And I think.
And do you eject the other guy?
No.
I don't know.
Oh my God, the guy is running and you grab his leg, he's in midair.
He wasn't running.
He wasn't running. He was standing.
No,
he was getting ready to run. He was getting ready to run.
He was running. He had taken a step.
No, he hadn't.
One step is not running.
He had not started running.
Oh my God, doesn't even matter. Listen, he grabbed his leg. He had not started running.
God damn it.
He had not started running. You said he was running. He hadn't started running.
He had not started running.
Starting to run. Starting
to run.
It wasn't like he was in a dead sprint and the guy grabbed his leg.
Like this because he was like, he was starting to run and he grabbed his leg. Yeah, he
could
couldn't
again
stop.
for the camera.
See
that? That's what he was doing. That's it.
You're gonna
anyway.
The fact,
that's not.
Look, if the argument is, I don't think it was bad enough stomp to rule a suspension. I can see that.
Both.
I can see that argument.
I think
but
both.
To tell me that the foot grab is worse than the stomp is bullshit. No.
Yes, it is.
The foot grab started it.
Okay, so if he tears his ACL,
I would say to you that
he tears his ACL, brings his ankle.
He did not get the suspension for that. He got ejected for that. The suspension came when he wouldn't leave the court. Instead, he was heckling all the fans, flipping them off, doing all the shit. And he's doing it in front of the goddamn commissioner. In a playoff, nationally televised game.
You can't say he didn't leave the court. That was when they were reviewing it.
Yeah. Whatever. When he did it before he left the court. The point is, he did it.
No, I didn't say he didn't do it. You said he wouldn't leave the court.
He hadn't left before he left the court.
Right. You said he wouldn't leave the court, insinuating he got tossed and did all that.
Well, clearly he didn't leave the court yet because he was having a little fun. Like he was ejected.
No, that was when they were. Were reviewing the play to see if he would be ejected.
All right.
Okay, fine.
Wait.
That's all I'm saying.
I have an easy question for
that.
I have an easier question.
Does that change the outcome? No, it doesn't.
I have an easier question for you. What do you do if somebody grabs your leg as you're running down the basketball court?
I'd probably kick him.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I probably would kick him off.
I'd go right there. I'd knock him the fuck out.
Kick him off.
And then what do you do after that?
And then you eat the consequence.
I don't taunt to a crowd.
No.
Unless there's family.
No. What do you do after that?
You
keep playing.
You get ejected.
No, if you do that, you usually
in the NBA.
No, I'm saying just a normal everyday game.
This is the NBA playoffs on
TV.
I
get it, but I'm saying
you
can't tell me what are you doing a pickup game? Why don't they do that?
That's not the point. The point is, it's the same reaction.
Yes,
right.
But you have consequences for your reaction.
I don't blame Draymond Green for stomping on his chest. When Draymond Green started pulling that shit with the crowd, I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, why are you doing that?
So
like, what is that? To me,
you suspended him for that?
Absolutely. You know why? Because here's the thing. It's not the first time he's done this. It's not the 10th time he's done this.
Isn't the 20th time he's done this? The 10th time of any of them.
The point is, they said this wasn't just about the incident that night. This is this plus his history.
Like, think about this.
This is his 4th suspension.
The whole thing between the fans and the players and all that, it's like today. LeBron hits a 3 and stares at the bench.
All he had to do,
not the bench, at the crowd.
If Draymond Green
down,
had
people
just
in the crowd, I'm like,
they're talking shit to him.
He's talking shit to him. He's flipping him off.
He didn't scream.
He was yelling the word. He was calling the guy a pussy. You would see that in the camera. He's going, "Yo."
That's what I'm saying. He's coming the other way. From the fans, it's coming the same way.
And Adam Silver, who's in charge of running the business of the league, has a guy on national TV representing the league, defending world champs, not just anybody, going pussy to a fan.
What about the?
That's called bad business.
What about the fan in the front row saying the same thing back or worse?
Yeah, he pays money. He can say whatever he wants.
That's bullshit.
Not say whatever he wants, but calling him whatever. I don't even know what he called him.
So fans shouldn't do that. However, just because a fan calls you a name, you don't go crazy.
You get paid to deal with that.
They don't suspend those guys,
dude. No, as an NBA player,
sometimes they have.
As an NBA,
they've ejected
the difference.
An NBA player can point out a person and get them tossed, no questions asked.
Yeah.
So if somebody's being that bad, fucking get him out of there.
Yeah, he was going back at him, not going, hey, bailiff.
You know how many people Westbrook has gotten tossed this year?
So can Draymond? So Draymond can't go like, oh, hey. If he grabbed my leg, get him out of here.
No, I'm talking about the
player,
fans.
the fans.
The refs took care of that. They called the technical on the guy.
This is what you're doing.
And by the way, here's the other problem.
You're not even arguing your original.
You're not. Here's the other problem with this. Draymond Green is usually the instigator.
That's true.
Usually the roles are reversed. And trust me, I tell you, it does matter. So him crying about this when it was done to him, he does to everybody else. But then this kid's the bonus. By the way, kudos to him. He got him out.
He pulled the Draymond.
He pulled the Draymond. He beat him in his own game. Yeah. And now he's not going to say that. That's what happened. That's literally what happened. And the thing is, if he had just left the court and later said, look, I'm telling you what happened. Should I have kicked him? No. If he said that, he's probably not suspended.
Well, he just says it was a reaction.
Yeah.
You grabbed my foot, and I was like, but you could tell halfway through that stomp, he pulled his foot back up. Because he almost knew, I don't want to break this guy's fucking ribs.
I have another question for you. Because Sabonis is right there below him.
Yep.
What if Draymond tries to avoid him and breaks his ankle or dislocates his knee?
Then I think Sabonis is dirty forever.
but what I'm saying is if Draymond's just trying to avoid him instead of step on him, what happens if he twists his ankle, breaks his ankle?
Then you blame Sabonis all the time.
Sabonis is a giant asshole.
But we're not saying that Draymond
and he may still be a giant asshole.
We're not saying Draymond stepped on him. We're saying Draymond stomped on him.
He reacted.
Draymond stepped on the man.
No.
That was a step.
That was a stomp.
It was a pop, and then he was like...
No. By the time it got to him in his chest, it was a step.
I don't even know what the fuck that means. Let's go to the next topic.
No,
anyway,
when he started, it was fast, and then he slowed
down.
Anyway,
we have a final from the country. Over. Memphis has held on 103-93. That series is now even at 1.
10-point
Miami is up 30.
Like somebody was wrong.
With 50 seconds to go.
You mean Milwaukee's up 30?
Milwaukee is up 30, about 27.
Damn, Milwaukee doing
and Florida is pulling away from the Bruins 4-2 with 11:58 to go. Linus looks like Linus tonight. Worst game I've seen there.
So, how about the Isles?
They are 3-3 with 16:55 to go in the first overtime. Dallas has started. They're up 1-0 on Minnesota, 13:43 to go in the first.
Hockey rules.
That's without J.R. Ewing.
Hockey rules. How many OTs before shootout?
Regular season, it's 1. Playoffs, it goes further, but I don't know how far it goes. I think playoffs, they just keep playing. But in the regular season, you get one overtime, and then you go to a shootout.
Dude, hockey overtime is like ruthless.
They open, they made it, and by the way, it's 4-on-4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's 4-on-4. They open up the ice. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd like to be watching that.
Well, we'll see. That looks like it's going to be there in overtime. Who knows how long it'll go? In any event, so kudos to Memphis. Those guys, they stepped up. I didn't expect that.
Kudos to Draymond Green for stomping up.
No kudos to Draymond Green. And by the way, here's the other thing, and there's no way of getting around this. If you were, how would you classify Draymond Green, honestly? Would you classify him as a hero or a villain?
I like Draymond. So I'd say hero.
He's an absolute villain.
He's a villain.
He loves it.
He's a villain.
I love that guy.
In it.
It's not about, you can love a villain, but you can't
no.
say he's the hero.
He's definitely a hero.
Yeah, he can be the hero.
He's not a hero.
He wants to be the villain. He tries to be the villain.
He tries to be the villain.
No. He tries to be the hero. Sometimes it goes wrong.
No.
Sometimes it goes right.
Yeah, 163 times it went wrong.
He's happy as a
How many rings
hippo.
does he have? How many rings does he have?
Well, those are Steph's rings, though, according to you. I'm not doing that. Those are all Steph rings.
How many rings?
Those are all Steph rings, according to you.
And he was the villain.
And every one of them. And he would have 5 if he didn't get suspended again.
Dennis Rodman's a hero.
Right.
Dennis Rodman's a villain.
He's a hero.
He's a villain. He's just not as bad as Draymond.
Dennis Rodman was
way worse than
Dennis Rodman was a weird villain.
He was weird.
Like everybody was like, "What the fuck
in
is up with
Detroit,
Rodman?"
he was really young. He changed. You know what? He dated Madonna. That's when his whole thing. Madonna taught him how to market himself. Then he started doing all this weird shit. He went, yeah. He even had a show called Love That Rodman on MTV. It was like he would do all this weird shit, like with celebrities. It was weird stuff.
People used to say that about Erykah Badu.
Who?
Erykah Badu, because every time a rapper would date her, like he'd be totally different. Like the guy from Outkast dated her.
Oh wow.
Andre 3000 and Common dated her, and they became like super hippies. You know?
Was she a hippie?
Yeah, I mean she's pretty out there. She's like a soul, like a spiritual
old soul kind of thing.
Not old soul, like a soulful. You know, she's a soul child, black woman. She's in touch with her roots.
Okay.
So, like, it sounds to me like what you're saying happened with Rodman and Madonna.
Madonna just taught him how to market.
Okay,
that's all she did.
Okay.
He took advantage of it.
It doesn't matter what you say. The number one jinxer
Jinx
is the Kardashians.
That's true.
Once you start to date a Kardashian.
Well, Erykah Badu, not a jinxer. Both those people are successful.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying
Madonna,
is...
What is the Kardashians' talent?
It's a curse.
No, but what is that? How are
Everybody's
they?
In love
what
with
about
the curse.
them is why? What talent do they have? Why are they rich? Why are they famous? They do nothing.
Well, Rob Kardashian was a big-time lawyer. Wasn't the Kardashian guy a big-time lawyer on the OJ?
He was on the OJ case, yeah.
Okay, I get him. Not the rest of them.
So that's where the money comes from. Okay, so they've had money.
They had fame with Jenner.
The dad
with the Jenners.
Yeah.
Then Kim was on the sex tape with Ray J.
Yeah, she made a sex tape.
With Ray J.
So that's her talent. She banged a guy on film.
That blew her up.
You'd have to watch a tape.
No, she had like... no, she had like...
For being fair.
She had an incredible...
Did you see the position?
She had an incredible butt. She had an incredible ass.
Her butt was too big. Her butt's still too big. Her
Oh,
butt's almost as big as your mouth.
All right, I think we've digressed.
I prefer it.
I think we've digressed into.
Anyway. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
By the way, a bum blast alert. Final.
Too big? Come on.
The Minnesota Twins bum blasted the shit sucks 10-4 tonight.
That's the worst take of the night.
Terrible right there.
Kim K's damn butt is too big. That's the worst take you'll ever
No, it's not. Her butt's too big. Her butt's probably bigger than this table.
What? Listen.
Her butt's wider than this table. She doesn't have a backyard. She has like a back farm. Okay? That's how big her butt is.
Well, now there's probably been augmentation, but in the video that made all of them famous.
Wait, they were all in that video?
No, but because of that video,
they were all in that video.
Well, it started with Kim.
Started with Kim, and then she got the reality show, and then they built an empire.
So was that video released on purpose or accidentally?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Either way, it worked out for her.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
And Ray J has his own show.
Was this done on purpose?
I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
No, but Ray J does have his own show.
Ray J's had a career for himself.
Yeah.
He did okay.
Yeah,
so did Brandy.
He was good on his own.
You know, that's Brandy's brother. Ray J.
Brandy, who went to the...
Sitting up in my room.
Yeah.
The boy is mine.
Yeah, Brandy. She went with to Kobe Bryant to the prom.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she did. To Kobe Bryant's prom.
That's cool.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. They were both he had just gotten drafted or was going to. He had declared. I'm sorry. He had not got drafted. It was before the draft.
Can we recap the Knicks-Cavs game? Because I want to talk about a few things.
Of course. We can definitely recap that.
What is
you can explain to America why you picked it and then I'll tell you why.
What is there to recap?
Thank you. It was a blowout.
What is there to recap? I want to talk about
actually, what you said was going to happen. Actually, I'm surprised you picked the Knicks because you said the Cavs bench was better than it looked like, and you were right.
Yeah.
And you still picked the Knicks, which you threw see that he switched it. He talked about the Cavs, then he ended up picking the Knicks.
He does
it all the time. It's amazing how you do that. That's your natural talent right there.
I'm a hedger.
He said there was no way the Cavs were winning that game.
You did. That's on the air. No way.
At the very end, I changed. So
he talked you into it.
I said the Cavs would do it. Right before we were signing off, I go, "You're right.
Yeah.
I'm going."
He talked you right into that.
Okay, but here's the thing that upset me about it.
Go ahead.
It was a blowout.
Almost a bum blast.
First quarter was tight. The very last play of the first quarter, or the last three possessions of the first quarter, that's when the game changed. The Knicks turned the ball over. Cleveland hit a three at the end of that quarter, and then they never
was it Garland?
Back. Yeah, it was probably Garland.
Garland was lighting it up.
He was on
fire. I'll give Cleveland credit
number
because
two.
They have a better number two.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Now he comes around.
Well, if he's going to do that every night.
Well, he averaged 21.5 a game.
He scored 32 last night.
Yeah, so if he averaged 25,
and by the way, Barrett has been a complete bum.
He's not our number two.
No, he's number three though.
He's a bum.
But he was bad last night. Was he good in game one?
No.
So he hasn't shown up yet.
He scored. That's what I said. In game one, he only scored 7. Last night he was worse.
Okay, he's not. Okay, never mind. I take that back. He's not a bum.
He's disciplined.
He's solid.
Allow me to share my thoughts on the Knicks-Cavs game. Okay, so what was different was Cleveland brought extreme defensive intensity that they had none in the first game. Yeah. Like, I thought they were going to crumble because they looked shook. You said it. They pooped their pants. In the first game.
But you also said they hadn't had a game there in like 5. This group hadn't played in a playoff game.
Yeah, well, of course not.
Donovan Mitchell's the only one.
This is a pretty new team.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell's the only one on that team with any real playoff experience. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but
okay. So
go on. Sorry.
So they brought the intensity was crazy. Mm-hmm. They were full court pressing.
Yeah,
the Knicks looked like a shook NCAA tournament team.
You used the word freshman team at one point. I think you said.
I said they looked like a freshman team. They did because what I saw, Cleveland had the defensive intensity. Then I saw one guy pick up Brunson full court, and I was like, damn, he's going to guard him full court and guarded him hard full court. And then right after that, they did a full court press where everybody ran up, and the Knicks acted like they didn't know how to pass the ball. Or dribble through a fucking trap.
First of all, you don't dribble through a trap.
But I'm saying you can shot fake and go between the guys.
Before it sets. Yes. You can split it before it gets there. Yes,
you don't dribble into a fucking corner.
No, you don't.
Like they were doing. No. So I thought that was big. The refs called that game differently.
They did.
They called that.
Cleveland has been. Whined and
they were whining in the media all 3 days. And I think that changed a little bit.
I've heard every team do that.
Dude, you know what was weird?
I've heard every team.
There were some hard fouls in that game.
Yes.
There were.
And they all were against the Knicks. And some of them weren't even called. Brunson got laid out by a moving screen, not even called.
Yeah.
It could have been
there was a couple fouls
one. Julius Randle, in a 23-point game, Randle goes up for a breakaway dunk.
I want to talk about that.
Was it Jarrett? Who was
Jared
it?
Allen.
Jared Allen. Jared Allen undercuts him.
I want to talk about that.
That
was the dirtiest play
in a 23-point game. He did.
How did he undercut him if he was in the air?
No. That was the dirtiest play.
Who was in the air?
Jared Allen was in the air trying to block the shot. How did he undercut him?
Because
they were both in the air.
He took off after Randall and his lower body undercut his hip.
That's not what he tried to do, though. He went to block the shot.
No, he did not go to
yes,
block
the shot.
Yes,
he did.
I
Look at the replay.
Even if he did,
he's
his bottom half of his body.
Yeah, but he didn't do that intentionally.
But he doesn't even need to do it. It's a 23-point game. Who gives a fuck?
Here's my thing.
Well, this is you're not giving him nothing.
I don't think he did it intentionally.
He didn't.
But it was a reckless fucking play.
If you want to call a flagrant one on that,
they did.
Okay. For me, I'm like, okay.
But I thought he was going for the ball in his body because once you get near your body, you can do that.
It was reckless though because you know your body's going to do that. The way he went
you don't
after
know where your body's going to necessarily go.
You're right. You have zero body control.
Right.
When you get in the air,
as someone who broke his neck, I think it was in the air. I think I can. Yeah, you don't always have body control. You're wrong. You're 100% wrong on that.
And that's what
you don't always have body control.
But that's my point. Is that if you run full speed at a sprint and jump that high, you are not going to have body control.
You're not,
and you're going to take the fucking guy out. That's my point.
He was going. He wasn't trying to take him out. He was trying to block the shot.
But you've got to know that your body is going to go flying.
I agree. It should have been a flag one, but I'm saying he wasn't intending just to lay him out.
This is what it should have been. I would have looked like down my bench and been like, okay, who's the player I don't need?
Go fuck
trash
him.
Right. Like trash
him. The Knicks in the 90s
then
would have
get
done
fined and
that.
suspended for doing that.
The Knicks in the 90s would have done that.
That's
because they had goons.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
They had a lot of goons.
They had a lot of goons.
They had
Anthony Mason.
They had about 4 or 5.
Charles Oakley.
They had legit 4 or 5.
Charles Oakley, please come down.
Was Charles Smith a goon?
Yes.
Was he?
Yeah, because he wasn't good.
Oh, he had DC. He was solid. He was solid. He wasn't good. He was solid. But he never. But compared to Oakley and Mason, he's not on their level.
Not even close.
He wasn't close to those guys.
Mason, they had
Xavier
McDaniel.
Yeah, they had the X-Man.
John Starks.
But the X-Man is a goon who made the All-Star team.
Well,
the X-Man was a talented
can be good.
Yeah.
Well, Charles Oakley was a goon, but he was good.
He was, but he didn't get an All-Star.
But Anthony Mason was also
X-made multiple.
Unstable how?
Dude, unstable how?
Mentally?
Anthony Mason? He was off his rocker.
Okay.
I would never fuck with that dude.
That dude's not
all right, okay.
Derek Harper was on that team. He was tough as fucking nails, too. He was like old when he was on.
He would foul you just because he didn't want to run.
Okay, my last point on the Knicks that I really, to me, this was a big difference in the game was the way they executed the pick and roll on offense and the way they defended the fucking pick and roll. They sucked at it on both ends. So the way they defend it is don't defend either fucking guy somehow on the pick and roll. Okay? They would act like they were switching and then pull back, and then the guy with the ball has a clear lane to the hole. Or a lot of what I see, and you could probably speak to this, basketball head.
Yeah. Coach, player.
So a big comes out from the paint to set a screen for the guard.
Yeah.
Okay? And the guy who's guarding that big, if he flashes up, he should flash with his hands up. Because the other big is going to roll to the hoop. And if your hands are not up, the ball's going right past you to the hole.
There's 2 ways to coach this. And the reason they didn't hedge up is because they didn't, whoever the coach, actually, this guy should know this too. This is bad because I was watching that. You're right. When you send a defender, if it's a big to guard the screen.
It's a big, yeah.
I always coached him to go over the screen, but what I did was the guy in the middle, the nearest top guy, he came up and took the roll guy. Okay, that's what happened. And you help the helper. You recover. So what happens is, what they do is if you trap, I would have him trap the fucking guy coming off the pick, and then throw a third defender at the guy rolling. So the guy's in a trap, so he picks up his dribble, and now he's the first guy.
But either way,
but they didn't do that.
No, but either way, the big that comes up, he can't come up with his arms down.
He has to get them off.
He's got to come up with his.
You got to at least run him off the 3-point line.
Yes,
you can't give him that.
But
shot.
my point is,
I agree.
But it wasn't about that.
No.
The center would come up with his hands down, and the ball would go right past his head to the guy who set the screen.
Who's rolling to the basket.
And now he's underneath.
Yeah, you have to have hands up.
And then on the offensive side, what the Knicks kept doing, they would dribble around the pick and roll. So their big would come up and set it. They would rush. The other big would rush out on the guard. And they would almost double it the way you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. You got to double it. You can't almost
Okay,
double
but the Knicks, instead of having the guy who made the screen roll to the hoop and pass to him, the Knicks would pull back as the person with the ball, allow the defense to reset, and they couldn't go anywhere.
See,
it was
to
terrible.
make that, to defend that way, it's all about the 3 guys off the ball, how they shift. Because what the guy who comes off the screen with the ball is going to do, if there's a double or whatever, he's looking first for the roll guy, and then where's the help? He's looking for the weak side guy that you left open. And if you're a good coach, you're going to leave the guy opposite the ball open. You shift everything to where the guy's dribbling the ball the strong side. So the only pass you give him is a skip pass to the weak side, which if you throw that pass across court, that allows your defense time to recover. Yeah. If you're coaching this right, that's what it should look like. To your point, you're right. The guy came off, if he did, his hands were down.
Yeah.
He didn't defend the shot or the pass. He didn't do either.
Right.
And I'm looking, and the thing is, they never changed. They never adjusted, which that's on Thibodeau.
Well,
because Thibodeau should have picked that up in the first half, and that should have been a half. They did the whole fucking game. But they never adjusted.
But they were even worse offensively trying to use the pick and roll because they kept having Hartenstein come up to pick for Brunson. right? And Brunson would go around the pick, but Hartenstein's defender would pop out on him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Brunson's defender would team up with him.
Yeah, they trap him.
But instead of Brunson giving the ball to the center and having him a clear lane, Brunson would just dribble off to the side, back out, and now you're 10 seconds further into the shot.
Let me tell you why that happened, because Brunson's a smart player. If the guy was open, he would have thrown it.
He didn't.
No, the weak side was shifting over to that. That's why he didn't throw it. He didn't want to risk a steal from the backside. That's why he backed it up. Instead of making a turnover, he kept his dribble and he backed it up.
So I saw one time where they actually passed the ball.
In there. Into the cutter.
Right, into the cutter.
Yeah.
And it was Julius Randle passing to a big, and it was a turnover. Because
the other problem,
17 fucking turnovers.
The other problem is that how tall is Jalen Brunson?
He's short.
It's hard to see over.
Is he 6'1"?
He's about 6 feet, I think. Maybe 6 feet, 6'1", somewhere in there. The point is, he's not a tall guard. The thing is, if you're trapping,
I read somewhere that Bryce Young is the same height as.
Maybe he is. I don't know.
I'm just joking.
The point
that's
is,
all they talk about
if you're 6'1", and the guy who comes off that trap, Tom,
6'10",
is 6'10", you can't see over that guy. That's the other problem.
But my thing is, he's blocking the basket. My big, who should be open now, is to the left.
Well, it'll be interesting to see between Game 2 and Game 3 what the Knicks do about this. If they adjust to it. Because they never adjusted in the game.
And then Garland started coming off those screens.
Yeah.
And raining
Garland
threes.
was killing him.
He was on fire. Garland was.
Yeah. No, I was completely.
The other thing I would note, the other thing that I noticed too was like that one of the first shots I saw Garland hit, he just looked fast. Either the Knicks were super slow or the Cavs were just like
They must have really been shook that first game.
The Cavs were the desperate team. They knew if they went down 2-0, the series was over.
They just looked fast.
They knew it.
And the Knicks looked like they were stuck in mud
but I gotta give somebody credit that we were kind of taking some credit from yesterday.
Who's that?
Or last show, Donovan Mitchell.
No.
Because
you'll never give him credit. You don't like him.
Let me say something.
I'm not a fan.
Because one thing that you and I were saying was that individually he was better than Jalen Brunson. But Brunson makes the team better.
Correct.
He had 13 assists last night.
He was the difference in that game. And he was not only with the stats. If you saw the way he was talking to his teammates, he was leading the whole fucking thing.
Them.
The whole entire
thing you said he couldn't do.
The whole entire we're tough.
Well, one game is better than
you're right.
You do it for one game when you get credit for the rest of your life.
According to you, he doesn't do it at all.
If you can do it one game, you can do it.
You can do it all the time.
If you can do it and win 3 series and win a ring, okay.
They're not coming out of the East.
No, I'm just.
They're not.
That's
not because of him.
I'm just trying to give him credit for that performance. I'm not trying to overreact and say, "Oh, now I take my pick back. The Knicks won't win," because
it's going 7.
It's going to feel like this every time one of these teams loses.
These two are going to hit back at each other because they're even. To your point, these rosters are pretty damn even. This is going 7, whether you two want to admit it or not. They're evenly matched, and they're going to hit back the whole series. Don't be surprised if the Knicks win big in Game 3 and then Cleveland steals Game 4.
The numbers in that game were pretty even, except
for
the shooting percentage for the Knicks,
which horribly.
Which
is Donovan Mitchell.
Some of that was
RJ Barrett was awful again.
He's been bad.
He's been bad both games.
I don't know why. Sit him. They're going to.
I don't know why. He's the third leading scorer. I don't know why he's that bad.
They're going to have to sit him down.
How many points did he have
last night?
Yeah,
last night his points might look a little inflated. He did not shoot well again though.
So, question for you: where do you put Donovan Mitchell in your top whatever? 15,
top
20,
5?
I think he's top 15.
Oh, you're saying in the top 15?
I wouldn't say top 10, but he's top 15.
I thought you were going to say like top 5 guards or something.
Well, I went total.
Yeah, I'm saying because
I
really,
I don't know what the
first 5 to 10 guys, the first 5 to 10 guys on that list Barrett
had 14 points on 4 of 13 shooting.
4 of 13.
4 of 13 is bad. They only shot 36%. Cleveland was 49, almost 50.
Yeah.
And the other thing was the Knicks were only 24% from the 3. Cleveland was 42% from the 3. That's different. Yeah, to your point about Garland. Garland was unbelievable.
Garland was crazy.
Garland was
like 7.
Garland was 8 for 17. He was 6 for 10 from the 3.
Yeah, that's what killed her.
60% from the 3.
On volume.
Yeah, on volume. That's good.
Yeah.
So
he was feeling it. And those threes were barely touching net. I don't know if you saw something.
He was locked in. He was locked in.
He was shooting rainbows. Yeah.
So look, I expect New York to rebound in Game 3.
Dude, Madison Square Garden.
That's gonna be fun.
So who you got? You got the Knicks.
I got the Knicks in Game 3.
I did it in Game 3.
I got the Knicks in 3. Okay.
I got them in 3.
If they don't win 3, I think the Garden's going to get nervous in Game 4.
Oh God! If they don't win 3, the Garden will get ugly.
They'll turn
in
on
Game
them.
4. Yeah,
They won't turn on them.
They'll turn on like Philly on Santa Claus.
They'll turn like Philly
And they
on-
won that game.
Philly on anything.
They won't turn on them. They'll get nervous. Game 4 will have a nervous energy.
So their cheeks will squeeze up?
Yes.
They get like Aaron?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's anxious, just waiting for
You
something
don't want
bad.
the Aaron Rodgers effect to kick in. You don't
New
want the
York,
tightness.
New York fans start getting anxious and awaiting something bad to happen. And then it happens.
No,
and you
trust
go,
me. I
shit.
What happened?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, them? Oh, you.
No, I'm just imitating New York fans.
it's the opposite of Boston. In Boston, they're like pissed that they didn't win. They're not anxious. They just think they're going to win no matter what.
No, that's not true. No one thought that when people found out that Bird's elbow was sure they weren't beating the Lakers 85.
No. I'm talking about Patriots fans.
Well, when
With
Brady
Tom
was there,
Brady,
they went to 9 Super Bowls.
Right.
They won. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you think that?
That's what I'm saying.
They averaged 12 wins a year.
That's
the
most-
highest total in NFL history for
Isn't that-
over that span.
That's their most recent championship, right? Is the Patriots? That's a team with
the same year. Yeah, because the Red Sox are 2018.
and that's a team that most people in the city would identify with.
No, well, it's still a Red Sox town. It's always been a Red Sox town.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Not that the Pats don't have a huge fan base, they do. But the Red Sox are just the Red. They sell out Fenway when they know they're going to finish in last place. Now, how much longer that's going to last?
Islanders lost.
Yeah, I was supposed to bring you.
Well, John Henry's spending his
and the
money.
Bruins lost
Is
too.
it still John Henry the owner?
Yeah, and he needs to sell because.
Well, he's
although you know what
his
happened?
money went over to Liverpool.
That's the problem. They're
Yeah.
like, no, you can't do. They want him out of here because he's asleep at the wheel. Look at the guys they let walk. Mookie, are you kidding me? If they had,
he put his money over in soccer world.
$10 million.
You know how much
If
more
he just matched
expensive
you off
the
of
game
Mookie
is?
Betts, who you remember he said this, he also Mookie Betts would have stayed with the Red Sox if they had just matched
That was
him.
crazy
It was
when
$10
Mookie
million.
said that.
That's it, and he's the best hitter in baseball.
Mookie Betts, Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah,
So
they
listen,
should both still be there.
But he
and so should JD Martinez.
he just did the same thing. Think about it in soccer.
and the closer, Kimmel, not Kimmel.
in Liverpool, they're trying to get
Kimbrel. Yeah.
They're trying to get the kid from England, Jude Bellingham. Do you know what a midfielder cost Liverpool or John Henry?
I don't care. I don't care.
$130 million.
Yeah,
just
they're not
for
my
the
team.
right to pay him a salary.
Yeah, I don't
Really?
care.
Yes.
That's not my team. That's the point. That's why he has to sell the Red
So
Sox.
that's why he's
not dialed in.
doing well with the Red Sox.
He's spending his money.
Well, soccer's way more expensive.
It's more expensive.
And it's more lucrative, I
you,
assume.
you don't have to
It's the
pay
most popular sport in the world. It's soccer than basketball.
I mean, there is a free.
I thought it was
agency,
soccer and then
No, it's
cricket.
soccer and basketball. 1-2.
Is cricket 3?
I don't know, but it's not 2. Soccer and basketball 1-2. The dream team is the biggest reason
Cricket's
for that.
big in India.
Cricket's big. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying soccer
I
and
want to see
basketball.
where cricket is.
Anyway,
I want to see where it is.
That's important.
it's important. You play cricket?
Oh yeah. Me and my kids go
I've
out
got
in
a
the
setup.
backyard
I've got a
with the
setup in the
wickets
back.
and just
go.
I think
get the
cricket's
old
got
flat
to be 3.
bat out.
It might be 3. I don't know. I just know that 1-2 is. It wasn't always the case with
I'm
basketball.
not downing
but
it. It's a hard sport, but
It is a hard sport.
I'm not downing the sport. I'm
It
just
looks
making fun of
hard.
the.
It looks hard to play.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying
The
you
fact
can't.
that-
It's just the things they do in cricket. It's like that's weird.
I don't understand it, honestly.
I don't really understand. I've tried to watch highlights of
Well,
it. It doesn't make any
they
sense.
hit it and they get to run back and forth between the wickets, and however many times they make it is how many points they're scoring, and they get the bats until they're caught out or whatever. It's kind of a weird.
How do they
game.
do it? Do they do quarters? Do they do innings? Do they do periods? What do they do in terms
Oh, I
of
have
What?
no. I have no. What I just
how
spit
do
out.
they-
No, it's like baseball.
What I just spit out was all
So
I
they
know.
play like
Cricket
innings?
is similar to baseball, but I don't know. So soccer, 3.5 billion fans.
Yeah, that's half the.
It's
world.
half the
Well,
world.
not anymore because
Almost.
we're 9
Cricket.
people.
Over 2.5 billion fans. What's next? Hockey, over 2 billion?
Russia is a big
Billy,
country.
2 Billy.
Russia's
All
a
of
big
Europe.
country. All of Europe, yeah, really.
Tennis, over 1 billion.
That's an international sport too. Yeah.
Volleyball, over 900 million? Where's basketball?
I don't know, but they range
Table
on-
tennis, 850 million?
You might have passed basketball already.
No, he didn't.
No.
It's not there yet.
Basketball
There's
over 800
over 800
million.
million.
Oh, well, go table tennis.
Or go cricket.
I still don't see
Because
baseball.
I said cricket. And y'all laughed at my ass.
Well,
They
no
should
one's ever-
put
I've never watched
baseball
it,
and
so-
cricket in the
I don't know
same
if it has.
category.
2.5 billion. None of them are in America.
Well, actually, can we talk baseball right now?
We can do it. We should take a quick break. Though.
Take a break. All right, let's take a
Anyway, we are going to talk baseball segment 2. We will get into the Red Sox. We got bum blasted. Obviously, the Mets. Are the Mets playing late again? Still on the West
They
Coast?
already played.
Did they win?
Yes, they did.
Okay, this is why he wants.
Yeah,
to
it was. What do you
Who's
mean?
your team? Are you Phillies?
It was the Scherzer.
Yes.
It was I didn't see the result. I just saw that. Anyway, we'll be back on the other side. We'll be talking MLB and some other good stuff. Hockey, we'll update you on that. Bruins did lose tonight. Need Bergeron back. Anyway, you guys grab a drink real quick. We're going to find Yoda, Jobu, and we'll see you on the other side. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will.